Nope. You can and after this. You don't have to. You can after this class. All right. We got things. Let's get things done. All right. Here we go. Ooh, weird. Can you guys see this?
Hello.
Hello. Hey, can you see my page? Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah, you're sharing your screen right now. Well, no. That's not a true statement. I see you, but I don't see you sharing your information.
Okay. Yeah, something's not right. Hold on. That's weird. It looks really different. I guess maybe since I changed things. Now, how about
Here you
am I?
come. It's loading now. There you are. And I see. Good morning, beautiful people. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Monday's the most beautiful day in the week. That's what Peyton says. That's not lies. Baby, I don't lie. What are you talking about? Do what? I never lie. When I see you every day, I say, man, you look great.
And Mr. Pope, just FYI, unless you were able to change your settings, I will not be able to see.
You know what? Let's see whether that works.
Okay.
Maybe there was an update to the update. I don't know. Let's see. I know it. I'm actually put on different clothes today, right? So like I look like an actual person rather than wearing a sweatshirt looking so silly and stuff. They're like, oh, Mr. Pope, they're bagging on me because I usually I wear the same thing to work every single day, like the same thing, and no, I can't do it. The settings are still the same. I can't do it.
Okay.
So,
Unless it's an in between at the main settings that when it's not set, when it's not open, maybe. But just so heads up, I won't be able to see that. And so once they get in, I can take their attendance. But right now, I can't see if they need to access or not.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had to let them in. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm letting them in. So far, so good. Yes, ma'am. Your computer died? You, so you don't have a charge, is what you're telling me? So this will be interesting. Extremely interesting. Yeah, what are you going to do? That's a. Yep, you're gonna have to go to the front office and get one. It's the only thing you can do. Don't know what else to say.
So I heard wonderful things about the play last week. How was everything, Ethan? How did you
The
enjoy
play
it?
was fantastic. The play was, they had the school, the theater.
It was good.
It was fantastic.
Awesome.
There was actually a couple of freshmen that were in the troop, so to speak, like
So Ethan,
huh? Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
okay, so you were the only freshman, Ethan? Ethan was the only freshman.
Oh, he was the only freshman? I thought there were two.
Yeah.
Wait, we can wear whatever color.
Awesome.
It was fantastic.
Did you not see what I was wearing last Tuesday?
Oh, I saw it, but I didn't see it.
I was wearing my Crocs.
I wear Crocs.
Yeah,
Yeah, and every single
All right, so let's see if we can't get this due now done. Is it class starts in 2 minutes? Let's make sure that we have this due now answered within those 2 minutes. And you guys do see my quote, right? Y'all see that? All right, let's see if we can beat that. Yeah, the play was, there's Jennifer Lopez. Okay.
What?
Where's Laura? You hush. You keep that, you didn't put that out for everybody. You kept that to yourself, right? Hush. All right, cool. We're getting some answers now. Please send them to myself and Dr. Smith. Come on.
I see Mildred and Ethan, Nia, Julian, and
Oh, there's
Laura.
you don't even send it to me. Not everybody. Julian hadn't sent one to me. Lennon, you say you sent
Okay.
one too? You sent one to me.
And Lennon, I just see yours. Which one, Lennon? Pick one. Rodolfo, I see. Just
Okay, I got
posted
Rodolfo
some.
now. Oh.
Clarissa, I have Clarissa.
I love it, Dr. Smith. I'm very pleased. Me gusta. I told these kids they weren't going to get more than 50%. We're going to get it. I told them. Throwing tricks at you. Oh, all right, that's it. 1 minute now. Now everybody should start piling in the class. We'll reveal the truth. We'll reveal the truth in 1 minute. Hey, Epps, was there, do you remember who the student was that left their phone at the school on Saturday? Did anybody talk to you about that? Okay. Yeah, somebody in our class. I got it. They sent me an email. I just couldn't remember who it was. I'll go back and look. Check it. Oh, people want to change answers. Oh, can't have all that goodness. So hold on a second. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 that I have sent me answers in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are correct. Woo! I told them. Lily just sent me another one. I'm 13.
Who did you get one from?
I got one from Julian just now.
Oh, okay.
All right, it is 9:51. And guess what, guys? I was correct. And you guys said bet that I was wrong. Lies. I'm telling you, I will never lie to you. I will always tell you you look wonderful. I will always tell you you look wonderful. I will never lie to you. So you're Laura, can you come on and tell us why you chose the answer you chose? Let's see if you were just randomly guessing or why you were right.
Well, because
Oh,
Is she able
gumbo.
to speak up or?
Mumble and whisper at us? Come on, speak up.
neither of the food chains have a decomposer in it.
Oh, that's why you chose D. Oh. Well, it's D, but if there's an issue here. What are we missing? Somebody come on, help me out. Jeez. Yeah, okay, Ethan says, I got it right. Well, why don't you chime in and tell us why you got it right?
I got it right because they don't have decomposers.
That's what Laura said.
Oh,
That's what Laura said, but that's not the reason, yo. Okay. What is the energy? Okay. So she's back here laughing. All right, what's up? Wrong. Wrong, baby, wrong.
So what is it? What's so energetic that we're wrong?
Well, I'm just saying, what's the energy source? No, that's not true.
So you gotta explain why.
What's the energy source for an ecosystem? Oh, so that's right. The sun, yo. There's no sun. What decomposers give me is not energy, it's matter. They break down. There's a difference between those two things. I told you guys. Okay. Ooh, Muhammad. She got it right and told me why in a direct message. I'm sorry I missed you, Muhammad. Oh my God. But I told you guys, we'll see if 3B can do a little better than that. All right. So what I really want to make this distinguish this between energy and matter. There needs to be some kind of distinguishing aspect to this. Otherwise, they're going to trick you every single time. Epps, did you get a computer? Does it work? Okay, then if you have to log in through your phone to get to this class, then that's what you do. You stop smacking whatever you're smacking and get in there. Let's go. Get your mask on. Let's get to work. I'm sorry? Well, then you're listening as best you can and not distracting yourself any more than that. All right, so we watched how energy works. Now we're gonna take a look at matter. Matter is gonna be a little different. This PowerPoint is attached with some caveats. There are some things that are gonna be a little different about this because I've got some little checks for understanding. But nevertheless, you've got some resources that are attached that you guys can use. So let's just review for a second. Let's review. So last time you guys were looking at energy. So we'll do a little check here. Nice. So what are these things called? Let's see. This first level, what do we call these things? These are our what? What's this first trophic level? I'm sorry? Can I be what? It's not kingdom or domains. This is the last lesson. Not species. These are levels. What do we call these? What do we call these?
So Ethan put in the chat producers.
Gotcha. I see that. These are the producers, and these are trophic levels. These are trophic levels, right? So this is so this is producers. And then what comes after producers? We'll go to kids in here. What comes after producers, Julian? What comes after producers? I'm sorry? I don't know. It's not going to save your life. Talk to somebody. It has to come out of your head. What comes after? You can talk to people in here. I'm sorry? First level consumers, also AKA primary consumers. So we'll put in here primary. Primary, that's where you go to school first, right? Primary school, right? So these are primary consumers. And then we go to secondary. There we go. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting secondary consumers. Tertiary consumers. I can't quite get that up there, so I'll just put T consumers. And then finally, the last one. It's quaternary, so Q consumers, and I'll just put QC. It's all I can put up there. Now, these are going to be things like what? Give me an example of producers. These would be. This is Graham, exactly. So these are going to be mostly in terrestrial environments, grass. So we got some plants here, kind of nice. Got some flowers, awesome. Yeah, happy tree. Primary consumers, things that eat grasses. What would it be? Could be a grasshopper. So let's put a grasshopper there. It's got a nice little grasshopper. Could be lavaca. Nice. Could be, well, give me another example. A what? Ormiga. Let's put an ant. I wonder why Lopez would choose an ant. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. Okay. What about secondary consumers? What would eat a grasshopper? Oh, somebody put, oh, there's so many. Why don't you guys monitor the chat? Tell me what the kids are saying in the chat. Oh, send them out for everybody so the kids in the room can read these to me. So maybe there's something you want me to draw here. A frog, okay, cool. This is a bird, a frog. There's a frog. It's got a long tongue. Got a long tongue up there. Okay, what about a tertiary consumer? What would be something that would eat primary consumers and secondary consumers potentially? But boss, I'm sorry. This could be, okay, could be a snake, could be a snake. So let's put a snake. Make it a rattlesnake. It's got a little rattle. Rattlesnakes are cool. Rattlesnakes are great. And then what's the last thing that would be up here that would eat a rattlesnake, eat secondary consumers, primary consumers? Boss. An eagle? Somebody said an eagle. That's okay, eagle. So let me put eagle up here. Nice, it's an eagle. Not quite curved. The beak's not quite curved enough. All right, so that's supposed to be eagle head. Now, where's the energy coming from? Well, the energy is coming from the sun. So the sun is going to be providing this energy. And then how much, and so speaking of energy, let's add some energy to this. So if this was 5,500 joules of energy, how much energy would we have in the primary consumer level? In the primary consumer level, let's go to Mildred for that. There's a rule. It's 10%. So what would be 10% of 5,500 joules? No, just 10%, dude. Just all you gotta do is just take a decimal on. Move your decimal to the left. That's it. 5,500. There you go. 550. Excuse me. So 550. Cool. Then the next level. Let's go over to our good friend Palacios. From 5,500 to 550 to. Huh? Yeah, 10%. I'm sorry? 5 is 10% of 550? Well, it's got to come from you. You can talk to somebody. 55. Yeah, all you're doing is moving that decimal over. So you're just going boop and putting your decimal right there. Same thing, boop, putting it right there. So 55. So try it again. Now, what would it be for the tertiary consumer? Just 5? It's not just 5. It went with 5 would be 5. I mean, 5 would be 10% of 50. We're at 50. We're using 55. So that would be 5.5. Thank you. 5.5. That's supposed to be 5.5. That's terrible. Let me get them. What is that supposed to be? What is that trash? So, Mr. Pope, your handwriting is terrible. You wait till you meet Mr. Leonard next year. You're going to learn about terrible. And then, of course, we'll get down, move the decimal over, and we're at 0.55. And these are units or joules. These are units or joules. So this is all energy, but that means if I have 5,500 here and I take, and I only have 550 at this level, how many joules did I lose? Every time I go up, how many joules am I losing? Well, I got 5,500. Man, if I can write 5,500 minus 550, what is that going to be? What is that going to be? What is that going to be? 5,500 minus 550. What is that number going to be? 4950. That's right. We've lost that energy. So I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose 4,950 joules of energy. And then at the next level, I'm going to be losing 495 joules of energy. And then the next level, I'll be 49. 0.5 joules of energy. And then here it's going to be 4.95 joules of energy or loss. But this is energy loss in the form of what? Touch your head, forehead. What is that? What do you feel? Heat. That's right. So all of this is lost as heat. This is all lost as heat. This is just energy. The energy goes one direction. Energy is going to go one direction. It flows. It goes into the system and out of the system. Energy essentially is just going one direction. It's going to go down here to the producers, and it's going to flow upward. We're going to flow upward. We lose heat at every step. But there's something that you may not necessarily see here. And every time anything eats, it's going to do what? It's going to pinch a loaf, right? It's going to do. We draw a nice little ripe one here. Nice. Little happy turd. It smells. Also, things tend to die. So when things die, they're going to all get decomposed. We're not going to lose matter. Matter's not lost. Decomposers are going to break this down and it gets recycled. But that's matter, not energy. So keep that in mind. The decomposers are going to provide matter to the system and not energy. So when we get to thinking about nutrient cycles, when we think about matter, I want you to stay away from energy and not get tricked. They're going to try to trick you with this. We're really just dealing with matter here. So we're going to be going from a biotic form to an abiotic form. So you're going to be going from your nice little turd here. That turd's not too happy. In death, when organisms die, or you're going to be releasing CO2 in your breath, and it gets converted to a biotic form. So CO2 would turn into sugars because of respiration and photosynthesis. That would be a classic example. So we're going to be releasing carbon into the atmosphere via respiration. That's right here. And it's going to be pulled in from the atmosphere and photosynthesis, just kind of as a reminder of what that was like. There's also some new terms. And see a pool? A pool is where you put water. Where else do you put water? At your house. Where else can you put water? I'm sorry? The tub. That's not one. There's another place. What about in the kitchen? The sink. So there's some other terms that they're going to use on the exam. There's pools, there's sinks, and sometimes they even call them reservoirs. I was always taught reservoir. A reservoir is like a lake where you store water. Flux. To flux really means to change positions. So when you guys were in flux between classes. So we're going to go through these. There's different ones. We're going to go through our reservoirs first. First one's going to be atmosphere. You're pretty familiar with it. You live in it. You walk around in it. You breathe it. There's a lot there. There's the big source of CO2 is going to be here coming from my hot head. I'm talking all the time, blah, blah, blah. That's going to be there's going to be a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, about 400 parts per million, which you guys are living through. You're the only group of people that were ever born into an atmosphere that had 400 parts per million, which is why we have climate change. Big problem. The pedosphere, we step on it. That pedo means foot, so you're stepping on it, right? So we call it. We did this. The soil you stand on. We store carbon there as well. So again, things live and they die and decompose, and decomposition is going to deposit that here, right? Decomposition is going to deposit carbon into the soil, and it's going to hopefully stay there for a very long time. Biosphere, this is where we also live. It's kind of a combination of all these things together. So you'll be, in this case, you've got CO2 going into this because of photosynthesis. CO2 goes into a system, and then also in the biosphere, you're releasing CO2. CO2 is coming out of the system back into the atmosphere. And if this is photosynthesis, what releases CO2? What releases CO2? Esosa, you can help me on this one? I'm gonna be going around the room over and over and over. What process releases CO2? Releases CO2? Okay, what's the breathing, respiration? Okay, so this is gonna be, we'll put it on there, spell it out, cellular respiration. This is gonna be a biggie today. We're gonna, what you have, what I'm doing today, you should be like Mildred, you're taking notes. That's smart. I think that Garcia's taking notes. That's pretty smart. You're gonna want to do that as well. Yeah, you're probably gonna want to do that. All right, and then also the hydrosphere. Hydro, meaning water, is pretty standard. There is carbon in water as well. Otherwise, photosynthesis couldn't take place in the water, pretty standard. And then geosphere, so geography. After it has permeated the crust, you can get carbon that gets stored here too. And it gets stored in basically rock. Once it gets in there, it stays in there for a very long time, which is where you want it. You want this. This is a good thing. The geosphere saves us from climate change. If I were to release all the CO2 in the, or carbon in the geosphere into the atmosphere all at once, we wouldn't last 2 weeks. This place would cook you. The atmosphere would get so hot that all of us would die. And then finally, fossil fuels, which kind of makes you think about it. Why do we do this, right? Why would you want to take fuel, carbon that's in the geosphere, and release it to the atmosphere? So fossil fuels obviously are fossilized carbon. These are the 3 big sources. We get them because we've got here, I'm driving down the road in my truck, and we burn fuel. And I'm guilty of this just like everybody else here. There's nobody and we're releasing this into the atmosphere. So this is going to be from combustion, which brings me to this. These are the fluxes. So all we did before was just go through the pools where we store it. But how do we move it from one location to the next? That's the next question. First is going to be photosynthesis. So just as also a review, we know there's an input of light. So these are going into this. So sunlight plus CO2 is in water. We got water. All these are inputs. So we've got light plus water plus CO2. And that gives me what? I get 2 things out of that. What do I get? So let's go to Rodolfo. Rodolfo, give me 2 products. These are my reactants. These are my reactants that go into photosynthesis. What comes out of photosynthesis? I'm sorry? Say it one more time. Energy in the form of what? Got to come from you. You can talk to the people in here. You can talk to the people online. He's stuck. It is true that there's energy, but energy in the form of what? So I'll put E here, but in the form of what? Rodolfo, watch the chat box. People are going to be chatting to you. People should be sending you chats if they care. Hopefully they care about you. They love Rodolfo. You're a wonderful kid, Rodolfo. They should love you a lot. Yeah, I mean, you guys are sending it to me. You need to send it to him. Carbon dioxide goes in. Here's carbon dioxide right here. Carbon dioxide goes in. What comes out? We turn that CO2 into something else. Sugar. Okay, carbohydrates. So sugar, which can be like an example would be carbohydrates. So we'll put sugar or carbs. Glucose is a classic. So what about this other one? What do we breathe? Oh, that's right, O2, oxygen. So this is just kind of an overview. But again, this is a flux. This is how we move carbon. And you want to move it with photosynthesis more than respiration if you can help it. Respiration is just basically the opposite of that, right? We're taking that glucose, we're taking that sugar, and we're combining it with oxygen. We're combining it, here's aerobic, So this is going to be O2. So it's just the opposite. So we're taking the sugar plus O2, and then we'll go backwards. What are the three things that we put in there? One of them we can't. So what are the three things that should come out? Actually, not three. Let's make this. Well, we can put three. That's fine. I've got it. So what are we getting out of this? So let's see. I haven't heard from Lennon today. So Lennon, what's coming out? From respiration, sugar plus oxygen is going to give me I believe you. So we'll wait. I'll wait for you to know. Kind of reviewing is the previous units as I'm teaching this unit because they're highly connected. No, you did it this fall, but you were probably playing in your room. Probably. I mean, there's a lot of clues on there, right? She could look around and probably see some things. You can take a look. There's a diagram below that should help you a lot. This diagram down here should help you a lot. What am I getting out of this? I'm putting sugar and oxygen in, and what's coming out? Okay, carbon in the form of Ep's trying out. Maybe it's charged enough now. It might be charged enough now. Try and see if it's charged enough. What else comes out? There's a lot of things coming out. Look at the last arrow in the bottom right corner, kid. Carbon in the form of what? It's carbon. This is not just carbon. What is that? Yes, carbon, and there's two oxygens, carbon dioxide. So it's CO2. And then you said it there, it's water. And what's the other thing we're getting out of it? And what again? Yep, we got no oxygen goes in. What about what's this last product we're getting out? Look down here. This is my products. They're in this thing. Well, it's in this circle. There's something else. And you guys can chat it to her. I have people chatting the answers to me. Chat them to Lennon 6. I'm talking to Lennon in here for you guys at home. You can send the answer to her as well. What else is coming out of this reaction? Oh, thank you. ATP. There we go. And a 36 to 38. And 36 is kind of the classic answer, but we'll just put up here ATP. That's what's most important. So this is a flux. There's other fluxes too that you guys use on a daily basis. Decomposition. This is again when something dies, when you urinate, whenever you have feces, you use the bathroom. When you do these things, if you have to have decomposition to break this down, which is essentially just respiration. So it's there as well. So let's combine these really quick. So let's see, I'm going to combine these. So let's put a leaf over here. It's nice. I've got a leaf. And Palacios, who should I draw in here? Choose. Pick your kid. In this classroom, yeah. Because that way I know them. I mean, if they're at home, I may not be able to see them. Who should I draw? Jennifer. All right, so we'll draw Jennifer. Jennifer's got a little mask on. This is Jennifer. We're drawing Lopez. Y'all know Lopez. She's really angry. She's really angry at me. She's very upset. She's, she has a friend sitting on her shoulder. It's nice. She's got a little bird over here. Okay, so she's got O2 coming in. She has CO2 going out to the plant. That's nice. But we also have decompose. We also have decompose.
Oops, hold on.
You're going to, plants also are going to be using respiration. Plants use respiration as well. So there's CO2 going between plants because they have, I mean, they're not making sugars for themselves. So they're using CO2, they're releasing CO2 and bringing it right back in because they can reuse it. They can reuse it. So they're using respiration. So this is going to be respiration. This is going to be photosynthesis. We're getting that O2 out. And then I hate to say it, but Jennifer today, sometime during the day, she's going to have to go to the restroom. We'll leave that part out. But when she does, she'll leave one, right? And it's going to be, it's like a little witch hat, and it's a sad little turd. This is going to be decomposition. So this is going to be the, you know, literally just releasing feces, right? But feces is going to decompose. Is that going to release CO2 or O2? What is that going to release? That's right. That's going to release CO2. So this will be CO2. It goes over here. And this plant is going to also release waste. A leaf dies. The leaf is going to die and wither on the ground. That is going to be decomposition. And that's going to release CO2 as well. So CO2 is going to go back here to this plant again. We're going to get CO2 coming back. We really need plants. Photosynthesis is super important. You can see there's a lot of outputs for CO2, but not a lot of and the only way that you can get CO2 back with the atmosphere or in the atmosphere is with plants. You got to pull it in with plants. Cutting down forests is a bad idea. All right, diffusion, we can also have atmospheric, so CO2 can diffuse into the ocean and CO2 can diffuse out of the ocean. Pretty standard, we get that. I'm gonna skip this because you guys aren't really gonna see this on the exam, but this one you will. This is the problem with us. We have added another way to put CO2 into the atmosphere that we should not, is not unnatural. So how did you get to school today? How did you get to school, Lopez? We're using you. You drove? Oh, wow. What kind of car was it?
Well, I didn't drive it.
What did she drive? She drove a van. So it's the mystery van. It's the mystery van from Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? Couldn't have a show without you. And that van is going to be releasing gas, which is, and not, this is going to be CO2, goes back into the plants. So we are all, this is going to be combustion. So this is combustion. So that's the mystery van. There's Lopez right here. She's driving with her hair. There she is. She will be driving in a couple of years. There's no door. You just have to climb out of the window. Sorry, didn't give you a door. All right. And then fossilization. So this is where it should stay in the ground. You would want this to stay in the ground. And you know, I think it's really cool is you guys might only own one gas burning car in your life. All cars by the time you're my age will be all electric. You won't be using fossil fuels. Now, feeding isn't technically a flux. Not technically. It stays within one system. So we'll do a little practice. So bear with me for a moment. Let's try this. So I've got a diagram here. And you guys tell me what it is. So let me see. I have not beat up on Peyton yet. Peyton, you're next. And now I'm gonna start recycling because I think I've got everybody but Epps now. Epps, we'll take it a little easy on you since you got here. So tell me, what is this arrow? We're coming out of land. And we've got, this is all in gigatons. This is all in gigatons. This is all, that's the units that I'm using. That's what that 60 is. It's coming from land to the atmosphere. What would that process be? This arrow right here, what would that process be? So photosynthesis releases, hold on a second, let's go back. Hold on, let's go back. Does it release CO2? It looks like it takes in CO2. Can't do that. It takes in, it releases O2. That's right. So it couldn't be that. What releases it into the atmosphere? Could be decomposition. I agree with you. Could be decomposition, but it isn't. That's respiration. And this would be photosynthesis going in. But it could be. That technically could be true. It's possible. It's possible. So you still would be okay. Choose the next person in this room. We're going to get to everybody. Next person in this room, because now we're recycling. Mildred. Mildred. So you tell me what is in this arrow right here that goes into the atmosphere from the soil? From the soil. What would that be? I'm sorry? I can't hear. It's all going to be carbon dioxide. But what process, what flux is taking it from the soil and putting it into the atmosphere? What flux? You want to go back with me to go scroll over the fluxes again? Sure. Let me go back. So here are the fluxes. So I've got photosynthesis, respiration, decomposition. Those are the main three I'm going to focus on, but we also have diffusion, lithification, and combustion. Yeah, what's coming out of the soil, CO2 coming out of the ground into the atmosphere. What would that be? Could be respiration, but it's going to be coming from the ground. So what would happen if something's in the ground rotting? What would that? Decomposition. Yeah, but it could be respiration, and respiration is decomposition. They are really the same thing. So let's try another one. So what would this one be over here? Going from land to soil for sure. What would that be? Land to soil. Land to soil. Choose the person that's going to take it, Mildred, in this room. Esosa, from land to soil. What would that be? I like listening to that clock behind me. Land to soil, what would that be? And I really need to get you guys to go to practice really fast. It's taking entirely too long. So take a chance. No one's going to throw a rock at you. What you got? Lopez might. I won't tell you. Starts with the D. Oh, decomposition. There we go. There we go. Let's give you another chance. One more chance before you pass to the next person. What would fossil fuels going into the atmosphere? What would that be? It can't be respiration. It's the one that we've added to it recently. Lopez was doing it in the mystery van. You don't decompose gas. Diffusion. You don't let diffusion run your truck or your car. You would never get to school. It's not respiration. You don't. It starts with this. Oh my gosh, there's kids. You guys help this child. She needs somebody help this poor child. What is it that puts fossil fuels? What's the flux that puts fossil fuels into the atmosphere? Come on. Please send your answers to Esosa. She's on the struggle, and bus is a kind of a hint. Oh, combustion. There you go. Somebody who helps you. Yay. Okay, there we go. Okay, and there's fossilization. Let's jump over to the ocean. What would be bringing carbon dioxide into the ocean? What are some possible ways that we could do that? Choose the next person. Can't be people have already called. Spread the love a little bit. She's already gone. Oh, she hasn't. Oh, that's right. You haven't. This is your chance. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arrows left. Sometime today, take a chance. Taking CO2 out of the atmosphere. What would that be? Out of the atmosphere. Technically, it could be, but it could also, and you put it on there, and that's correct, but it could also be photosynthesis. Don't forget photosynthesis. There are photosynthetic organisms that could be bringing it into the ocean as well. All right, and I just put the feeding. What about this arrow going out of the ocean? Choose another person in here. Julian? Out of the ocean. A whale comes to the surface, takes a deep breath. What did it release out of the ocean? What could that be? You know it released CO2, but what would that process be that allowed that whale or any organism living in the ocean to release CO2 into the atmosphere? I'm sorry? Maybe. It's on Julian, if you guys would like to help him. I'm getting some chats. You guys would like to help Julian, you can send it to him. The one where we've got the arrow coming out of the ocean right here. So I've got this arrow coming out of the ocean. 100 gigatons is coming out. What could it be? Ooh. This thing that just really hates me. Oh, respiration. You are correct, sir. It could be respiration too, right? So respiration would do it. Decomposition is where it's sinking to the bottom of the floor, and then finally erosion. All right, let's practice a little bit before we get you guys the quiz. Let's play a little bit. So I've got 3 questions. We're going to do 2 sets of guided practice. So I'll give everybody 60 seconds. Take a look at this question. And there'll be 2 people, one from this room and one from at home. We'll pair you guys up and you guys give us the answer. So you got 60 seconds. Take a look.
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry? I don't know. Oh, I did. So you're off the hook. You cannot. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. All right. So we've got 2 people that are going to do this. Let's go see who they are. So in this case, Van Zant, you and Palacios are on the hook for this one. You guys, I have to hear it from her, but you can chat with her or talk to her, but it has to come out of her mouth. So Van Zant, you can help Palacios Palacios, you can help and talk to him if you need to. Most likely effect. I love all there's a bunch of you guys sending me answers. You guys are spot on. If you guys want to send those answers over to Alex and Palacios to help them, I'm down with that. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ask me. What's your question about you? No, and I'm going to explain why. Palacios, good job. You guys got it. It's going to be less carbon dioxide. It's going to be removed. And so let's talk about why. So in a forest, here we go. Here's my forest. Nice, beautiful forest. And then guess what else is in the forest? So what climbs trees? Well, squirrels climb trees. Got a little bushy tail on it. Nice little squirrel. I want a nut from this tree. Well, if I set this on fire, fire, oh my gosh. Well, that's going to release CO2. That's going to be the fire. Well, what's there after the fire? The tree's gone. Guess what else is gone? So it's the squirrel that was living in the tree, because squirrels aren't fireproof. So it can't be J, because an increase in animal respiration, animals are dead. And so are plants, they're dead. So instead of taking in CO2, so if I go back in time, before the wildfire, I was taking in CO2 with plants. But now that my plants are gone, I'm no longer taking in CO2. So the CO2 just stays in the atmosphere. Let's try another one. So in this room, Palacios, who in this room? I already know who they're going to be paired with. Who in this room's got the next one? Pick them. All right, you're paired with Madeline Brasino. Yep. I believe you, but she picked you. So you and Madeline Brasino. So this is going to be Epps and Brasinos. Now you guys can help them. If you really love them, you might help them. It says an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere can cause atmospheric temperatures to increase. Can, it does. This is a political crap that's coming from our state. It does. It's not an argument, can, it does. Which statement explains how this could affect the oceans as a carbon sink? Oh, you weren't on the computer then. A sink is a place we store carbon. We call them pools, we call them sinks, and we call them reservoirs. So how could this affect the ocean as a carbon sink? Yes, ma'am. You need to go back? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's here. I looked at her. No, she's online. I'm pairing people online. You have to chat with her. You guys are gonna have to talk. You can talk to her too. Yeah, you can. If she has a microphone, you have a microphone, you can speak to her. Y'all reason it out. It might help people to hear how you're trying to reason through this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me turn my thing up. So, you got any idea of what the answer is?
Do I have to talk about your friends?
Ooh. Huh? Come again? You don't have to talk. I'm just talking because it's hard to type. But I think the answer choice is J.
And why did you say J?
I said J because it said less carbon dioxide would be dissolved in the ocean because increasing atmosphere temperatures will cause ocean temperature to rise.
Yeah, why?
To increase.
Why?
Wait a minute. No, wait.
No, you're right.
Oh, the answer choice is
Answer.
there?
Explain yourself.
Oh, because it said in the question or the little statement thing that the increase amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere could cause the atmosphere temperatures to increase. And it said in gray that increasing atmosphere temperatures would cause ocean temperatures to increase.
Yeah, but so the ocean's hotter, so why would it, you look at the diagram.
Oh,
See, look at the diagram. I want you to look at the diagram. Here's 0 degrees. So let's say you call it 0. Let's call it 5 degrees Celsius. And let's call this one 75 degrees Celsius. Let's call it. Let's name it that. Let's just make it normal temperature, 20 degrees Celsius. What do you notice about cold water?
it holds more carbon dioxide.
There's more carbon dioxide. Also, what else do you notice?
Oh my gosh, I get it now. Because the warmer it gets, the less carbon dioxide it holds.
Exactly. You
So-
can see it right there. You can see the carbon dioxide coming out of it. There's even an arrow right there.
So
When things get hot, diffusion gets faster. So this is just going to increase diffusion. A hot ocean is going to release CO2. I mean, the answer's right there on the diagram.
So it could be-
Let's try another. You guys can use the diagrams. They're not difficult. Last one. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry? Oh, she was right, 100%. Jay. She got it. I just want you to know why you got it. Look at the diagrams. They're not difficult. When Palacios comes back. All right, who's going to go next in here? And then I'll pair with somebody online. Yeah. Peyton Place. All right, Washington. Let's see. You're going to work with the most wonderful child in the room, Muhammad, Samira Muhammad. Does she? Well, talk to her. Tell her. So she says she knows how to explain things. You can speak to my computer. She can hear you through this. You guys should all be thinking about this, really, because you're going to take a quiz in a sec. You're looking at me like, what? Really be thinking about this. How about you guys at home? You text me and Dr. Smith and I your answers, and then we'll wait for those. Ooh! Ooh! Oh my God. I love it. They're killing it. Ooh! I'm gonna say it again. It's murder ball in the chat. It's murder ball. They're murdering this question. It's awesome. Keep them up. Let's see if anybody else. Who else out there? Give me some. Ooh! Good job. You're still on the hook though. You and Samir. Okay, Samir. She's telling me she thinks it's G and J. We need you to help this child decide. Remember, we're looking at which arrows are we looking at? We're looking at X and we're looking at Y. So let's think about this. What do we know? This is a method. What are my knowns and what is my unknown? So my unknown is X and Y, right? That's what I'm trying to find. So what are some things that we know about the carbon cycle? So what do we know? I'm sorry? But okay, look at the we know some sources or what? Well, CO2 is carbon. So okay, let's just use photosynthesis. Does photo go in or out? Does it put from the atmosphere? Because this looks like the atmosphere out here, right? This is soil down here. Here's atmosphere. So we're going from soil to atmosphere. So from soil to atmosphere, what is that process going to be? Soil to atmosphere. What could that be? It could be one of two things. It could be decomp, you're right. So we know that happens with decomp. We know that happens with decomp and what else? And respiration. We know that, but photosynthesis, is it going into soil or out of soil? Yes, photo is into soil. So we should now, but this is coming from a rabbit. Is a rabbit, yeah, that's a rabbit, dude. Is a rabbit photosynthetic? Crack kills then. No, it's not. So what is this? What could it be coming from this rabbit? Don't forget, over here, we've got Laura. What did Laura do? Yep, she left something ripe here. Smells bad too. Okay, now, so what could X and Y be? Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of answers coming in. Text them to Dr. Smith as well. Text them to Dr. Smith. Oh my God, Samir's texting me. Did you text her? You got to text
I have
Peyton,
some-
man.
I have Samira and Nia's response.
Samira's telling me what it is,
That's
but
what I thought it was.
oh, what is it? Yeah, it's J. It's J. It's not hard. It really isn't that difficult at all.
That's when they had put out the soil, it really like, that it was actually decomposing in one of some sort.
Okay, so it is 10:46. We don't have time to do the other guided practice, and to be honest with you, I don't think you need it. So I'm going to show you two things, and after both of these things are done, we're going to be dismissed. So everybody go to Schoology. It's where you want to be. Oh, Lennon, I love your cat wearing a cowboy hat. That's nice. I like that cat wearing a cowboy hat. That's a good looking cat, man. That's a good looking cat. You know, my daughter recently got a cat for a gift for her birthday, and our other cat died. What's up, baby? I don't, yeah, our other cat died, and we had to, she wanted a replacement. And because it was COVID and she seemed kind of sad and lonely at the house, we let her do it. So there's two things. I'm going to show you two things. One, we had a succession quiz that I never, ever, that you get. Some people have taken it. In fact, 34% of you guys have taken it. I'm going to get all of you guys to take it today so that I get data on it. And if your grade goes down because of this, I will not count it. If your grade goes up because you do well on it, I will count it. So this is a win. This is a chance for you to do well. Plus, I need to see your phone, kid. So this is your chance. This is your chance. Also, for today, we have an exit ticket. Let's see how well you do on this. And I'm going to publish it now. I don't care what order you do it. Just so I see both of them done. So get ready. And there's some questions that you guys have. I know. I haven't, there's two of you that have said my grade went down because of it. I'm not changing it until I get everybody today. I'll change those grades if the grades went down. I'll do that tonight. Yeah. All right, they're open. Epps. No, not this one. You weren't paying attention. I've also got another quiz that's exit ticket for today. Yes, baby. There's one for today too. No, it should pop up for today. Go to today's lesson. It says 412 cycling of matter. Use what we learned today. Think about it. If you have notes, I would use my notes. Huh? Yeah. Do each other. And hopefully you took some notes. If you did, they're gonna help a lot. Doesn't matter which order, but I'll be looking over here. And you guys are already taking it. Good job. Good job. Gotta take both.
Alright.
Did you see me?
It looked like you almost
I
fell.
almost did. I almost fell. I can't feel my left foot. And I almost fell down.
Like face
That's-
forward.
I know, face, almost took a face plant. I think you guys are gonna do really well on it, honestly. If it helps you guys, the average, there has been 34% of you guys taking succession quiz. The average grade is 84% across all of them. Yeah, only 4 people have not passed. That's it. They killed it. Hey, student, who were in my class. All right, let me, I've got one kid right here. When did you send this? No, I see it now. I'm gonna make sure this kid is on my list. Yeah, yeah, right, kids. Yep. All right, thank you. And so they're just not coming, right? All right, thank you. Okay, I'm seeing some of you guys have finished both. Now that you have finished both, you are welcome to bounce. You'll get out of class 5 minutes early. You can see peace. Peace. I'm expecting high grades from you guys, man. Ain't got time for all that. Let's see how y'all do. No, it's not a test, it's just a quiz.
Oh my God.
You did you do well?
No, not on the other one today.
What?
Not on the one today, but the other one I did.
On Succession?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we don't do well on this, this may be one of the things that we review again. Because there's one other, I would typically do this over 2 days in a lot of ways. But we're getting down to the wire now.
If I only had one more seat, that's what I want. And then
Oh,
that's.
that's a, ooh. We'll look and see which ones you miss later.
Probably like the two last ones, two first ones. I don't know.
Some of you guys went through those questions in 2 and 3 minutes. I mean, you can't go through these questions like you took 3 minutes. Take your time.
I was afraid because both of them was open and then one had 7 and another one had 5.
Well, why would you open both at the same time?
Because I didn't know how long photos was gonna come.
Come on. Okay, good job. Oh, good job. Oh my God, you got it. Good job. Good job. Hey, Madeline, are you still there?
Bye, Madeline. Bye, Alonzo.
Madeline, are you still there? She's gone.
I don't see,
I gotta-
yeah,
I
she's
gotta
already
call
logged
Madeline.
out. She said bye and she was gone.
Hey, yeah, I saw her. Did you get the email just now about the students who do not have to come tomorrow?
Yes, I did see that
Okay,
email. I was
so-
looking at that.
I have a bunch of kids that are texting me right now on Remind, do I come to school? Do I come to school? Do I come to school? And I'm like, I gotta check. But the ones in my room mostly finished, so that's why they're contacting me. Madeline's one of them.
Oh, okay, got it.
And I didn't get it.
Yeah, I just done, doing advisory, just basically just check to see who did or didn't finish, and none of my advisory scholars had finished. And so they'll all be on campus tomorrow for testing.
Okay. All right.
Tomorrow, yeah, so it'll be A day. So they'll have for those that did finish, they'll have an asynchronous A day.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. I guess, how would you do that exactly? Hey, Garcia, are you able to get on this quiz or not? Garcia, I don't see that you and Lynn have been able to do this. The quiz today, the exit ticket for the carbon cycle? For the carbon cycle? Let me come look, because I'm missing. Make sure yeah, I'm waiting for you. You guys are the two holdouts in here.
Wait, is it the?
There's an old one and then there's one today. You took it. I saw it. See, did you get Succession as well? That's the other question. Hit both of those. I got you for in here. Yeah. Yeah, the rest of you guys bounce. We'll see you
Bye,
guys in the
yeah, see you on Wednesday.
Yep, see you on Wednesday. Yep, Wednesday. Yay.